Flame. That is your potential. That is the genius, the dream, the unspoken roar of your soul that flickers behind your ribs. And you are standing in a cave, not alone. You are surrounded by well-meaning ghosts. They are the faces you love, the voices you trust, the company you keep. They are not evil. They are not jealous. They are simply damp with every breath of their doubt, their comfort, their unexamined fears, their small stories of a safe and sensible life. The moisture in the air thickens. Your flame sputters. It fights for oxygen. You look at it, this beautiful, struggling light, and you wonder why it isn't a bonfire. You pray for more fuel, for better kindling, for a divine wind. But you are praying for the wrong miracle. The miracle is not in feeding the flame. The miracle is in changing the atmosphere, because your flame is not the problem. The air is, and the air is people. The collective psychic weather of the 5 souls you spend the most time with. Their beliefs are your barometric pressure. Their aspirations are your humidity. Their version of reality is the very oxygen you are trying to burn. You have been trying to build a fire in a swamp, wondering why you keep producing smoke instead of light. This is the single most unspoken, brutal, and liberating law of human achievement. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You sink to the temperature of your environment. Your circle of influence is not a support group. It is an ecosystem. It is a living, breathing culture that you are immersed in, and its invisible rules dictate the ceiling of your life with far more authority than your own willpower. You can have the discipline of a monk, the vision of a prophet, the hunger of a wolf. But if you are trying to breathe underwater, you will drown. And 95% of the people in your life, through no fault of their own, are water. They are the custodians of the status quo. They are the immune system of the average. And they will, with loving smiles and logical arguments, reject the foreign agent of your exceptionalism. To become who you must become, you must perform the most courageous and heartbreaking surgery of your life. You must operate on your own social anatomy. You must learn to distinguish between companions and anchors, between family and fate, between love and life force. This is not about abandoning people. This is about understanding physics. No flame can burn in a jar with the lid screwed on tight, no matter how beautiful the jar. Let's name the ghosts. Let's give them faces so you can see them, not as villains, but as phenomena. The first ghost is the well-intentioned prison warden. This is the parent, the partner, the lifelong friend who loves you deeply, but loves your safety more than your destiny. Their mantra is, be realistic. Their weapon is worry. Their gift is a gilded cage of shoulds and ought-tos. They will celebrate your small, safe wins and subtly panic at your large, risky visions. They are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to keep you in the version of you they understand, the version their love is configured for. To outgrow their expectations feels to them like a betrayal. So they pull gently, constantly on the chain of guilt to keep you within the perimeter of their comfort. The second ghost is the echo. These are the friends from the old neighborhood, the colleagues from the old job, the drinking buddies whose entire connection to you is based on a shared past of struggle, complaint, or small ambitions. With them, you speak the old language. You revert to the old identity. You are one of the guys again. The conversation is a loop of nostalgia, gossip, and mutual consolation. They echo your past back to you, and in that echo chamber, your future voice cannot be heard. The third ghost is the competitor in disguise. This is the subtle saboteur who masks their own insecurity in the clothing of concern or casual critique. You're working too hard. Who do you think you are? I heard that doesn't really work. Their energy is a low-grade toxin of competition disguised as camaraderie. They must keep you at or below their level to validate their own choices. The fourth ghost is the energy vampire, the chronic complainer, the drama magnet, the perennially helpless. They do not debate your dreams. They simply drain the fuel required to pursue them. Every interaction leaves you exhausted, having absorbed their anxiety, their chaos, their learned helplessness. You are their emotional landfill. The fifth and most insidious ghost is the mass of the mediated. This is the 95%. The ambient culture you absorb through screens, through cynical media, through the collective hum of low expectations and instant gratification. It is the voice that says you deserve a break when you've built nothing. It is the celebration of comfort over character. It is the digital swamp of comparison, outrage, and distraction. These ghosts are not monsters. They are the gravity of the ordinary. And gravity does not need to hate you to hold you down. It just is. Now, understand the mechanism. This is not about opinion. This is about neurobiology and psychic resonance. Your brain has mirror neurons. It is designed to mimic, to synchronize, to empathize. When you are around anxiety, your nervous system tunes to anxiety. When you are around lethargy, your metabolic ambition lowers to match. When you are surrounded by conversations about limits, your own problem-solving brain begins to accept those limits as the boundaries of the possible. You are in a constant, silent negotiation with the expectations of your tribe. Their beliefs become the unconscious background software of your mind. You inherit their financial ceilings, their relationship dramas, their health habits, their philosophical resignation. This is how cultures persist. This is how poverty mends. Desets are passed down without a word. This is how the son of a steelworker becomes a steelworker, not just by trade, but in his soul's horizon. Andrew Carnegie did not rise by staying in the company of weavers. He consciously placed himself in the proximity of railroad magnates, of financiers, of men who thought in continents and capital. He changed his psychic weather. He literally walked out of one atmosphere and into another. You must understand, your current circle is a thermostat, and it is set to a specific temperature. You can sweat and strive all you want, but the room will always cool you back to its setting. Always. Therefore, the first act of freedom is not addition, but ruthless subtraction. This is the valley of decision where most turn back. It feels like disloyalty. It feels cold. It is. But it is the cold of the surgeon's scalpel, not the cold of the grave. You must conduct an audit of your inner circle with the detachment of a general assessing troop strength. Who, in the last 90 days, has deposited energy into my vision? Who has withdrawn it? Who speaks the language of possibility? Who speaks the dialect of limitation? You are not judging their hearts, you are measuring their impact. Some relationships must be ended cleanly and with grace. Others must be demoted, from daily confidants to occasional acquaintances. You create distance. You stop sharing your sacred visions with those who have proven they will only water them with doubt. You protect your mental real estate as if it were the grounds of a holy temple. You build a moat. You raise a drawbridge. This is not hatred, this is hygiene. Once the moat is dug, you face the terrifying silence of the empty drawbridge. This is the critical moment. Nature abhors a vacuum, and a lonely, striving mind will rush back to familiar ghosts out of sheer thirst for connection. You must now embark on the greatest hunt of your life, the pursuit of the 5%. You are not looking for friends. You are looking for allies, for fellow builders, for philosophers of action, for those whose very presence is a challenge and an invitation to ascend. How do you find them? You don't. You attract them. And you attract them by becoming a person of such clear, focused, purposeful energy that you become a beacon on their radar. You find them at the edges, in mastermind groups focused on real results, in seminars for serious practitioners, in the comment sections of profound thinkers, in the early morning gym when everyone else is asleep, in the pages of books where their minds also live. You reach out not to take, but to contribute. You offer value. You ask insightful questions. You seek mentorship not as a beggar, but as an apprentice proving their worth. You understand that proximity is power. You must get into the physical and psychic orbit of those who are already living at the temperature you aspire to. This is what he'll learn from Carnegie, the mastermind. It is not a coffee chat. It is a covenant of tool acceleration. It is two or more minds coordinated in harmony toward a definite purpose, creating a third, invisible mind of greater intelligence. In this new circle, your ideas are sharpened, your excuses are vaporized, your energy is amplified. You are no longer the smartest person in the room. Thank God, but your most important new alliance is with the ghost of your future self. This is the silent, commanding presence you must cultivate within. This is the circle of one. You must learn to commune with the person you are becoming. In the silence you've created, you must listen to that voice. That voice does not seek consensus. It does not crave approval. It speaks in imperatives. It is your new primary relationship. You consult this inner counsel first. You make your choices to please this future ghost. Your loyalty shifts from the tribe of your past to the legacy of your future. When the old ghosts call with their invitations back to the damp cave, you will feel the pull. But you will also hear the clear, calm voice of your future self That is not our climate anymore. This transition will be called arrogance. It will be called thinking you're too good. It will be lonely. It will ache. You will miss the easy camaraderie of shared smallness. This is the price of a new atmosphere. This is the toll for crossing the bridge from the land of the familiar to the territory of the exceptional. You are not just changing friends, you are changing species. You are evolving from a social creature designed for tribal survival into a sovereign creature designed for legacy creation. The old tribe's job was to keep you safe. Your new alliance's job is to make you dangerous, to mediocrity, to compromise, to an unlived life. So look at your flame. See the faces around it, breathing their well-meaning, life-choking damp onto it. You have a choice. You can spend your life sheltering it with your hands, begging them to blow gently, to believe in its light. Or you can pick it up. You can turn your back on the cave. You can walk with that single, fragile, powerful flame cupped in your hands out into the cold, vast, open night. And as you walk, a miracle will happen. The wind of a higher altitude will hit it. For a moment, it will almost go out. And then it will roar. It will find its true fuel in the pure, sharp, undiluted air of purpose. It will become a torch. And in its new, fierce light, you will see them, the other torchbearers, on distant hills, in silent valleys, on mountains you didn't know existed. They were invisible from the cave. Now they are your constellation. You are not alone. You are just in the wrong galaxy. The circle that holds you back is a function of physics. The circle that propels you is a function of choice. Choose your atmosphere. Then burn so brightly that you become the signal that calls the other fires home.